Tonight on the Norman Gunston Show.
Can I send my greetings to all
send him
my
a cheerio.
friends in
Have you got any
Australia?
relatives?
Cheerio. Not relatives, lots and lots of friends. Cheerio, everybody.
Good. Yeah, and Mrs. Lewis, I picked up that big lighter from the House of Dunhill, no worries. What was I saying? I'm going to be talking to the woman who has almost single-handedly cleaned up the airwaves of Britain, Mrs. Mary Whitehouse. How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do?
Very good. Well, everyone was getting very bad reception, were they?
I beg your pardon. You'll have to talk, you know, a little more English and a little less Australian, and I'm not going to hear what you're saying.
Because that's usually one of my...
I'm not Ethel, you know.
No. Mary Whitehouse, isn't it?
That's right.
No, well, that's actually... Of course, I forgot. That's one of my techniques in Australia of interviewing, is never to put on a posh accent, because it makes your guests feel even more inferior than they are, you know. What's the train of thought?
Whitehouse men.
That's right. When did television programs over here start to get a bit off? You know, what were the first telltale signs that television was going the wrong way?
Well, that takes us back quite a long time ago.
Like back in the 60s?
Oh, I think towards the end of the 50s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
yes.
when Sandy Shaw first started appearing with no shoes on. That was the first
it wasn't those shoes we were talking about. It was something really a little bit more obvious and a little bit more personal than feet.
Oh, was it?
Yes. Would you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think so.
You would?
Yeah,
you do understand this?
Yes, and I think that gets across very well to the viewers.
Yes.
Thanks very much for not being more explicit.
No, I would feel you wouldn't wish me to.
No, because the ratings are quite good at the moment, so it's not necessary. You're actually not against...
You're not going to ask me if I'm against sex, were you? Were you a bit afraid of using the word?
No, wasn't it? No. Well, no.
Because I'm not against sex. Can we get that quite clear?
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to get clear.
Yes, I'm all for sex, actually.
It's just a cheapening of it.
That's right, the
by the
exploitation
media.
of it that I'm against. Yes.
You want to sort of price it beyond the means of the average working man, don't you?
I want to... that sex to be presented in such a way that the average working man and everybody else won't be exploited by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I always say that if people can't sell their commodities without having to sell sex at the same time, there must be something wrong with the commodities, actually.
Yeah, it made me into a macho funny business symbol in Australia.
Yes, so I realise.
There was nothing I could do about it.
No, it rather looks like that.
What about Mrs. Mary Whitehouse, the woman behind the Crusader? Are you just an average housewife? Do you try and be just an average housewife at home?
Well, I'm sure I'm average.
Yeah.
How much time I'm able to spend being a housewife is a different matter altogether. Not these days. I'm not much of a housewife.
I thought that might have been where you got to see so much television in the first place, you know.
No, I don't spend all my time sitting watching television, you know. So I'm not sitting, you know, with my pen at the ready and a piece of paper ready to pounce. That's not me at all, I promise you. I expect you get letters, do you, about your show?
A lot of letters.
Yes.
A lot of letters. I just don't... I won't answer letters like that.
No.
I
Does anybody ever offer to buy you a new jacket?
Oh, well, I'm not into bribes. Or look at the Lockheed scandal.
No,
I keep clear of anything like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Mrs. Whitehouse, have you got any instructions you could give, like, to young people that are, just on life's rich journey at the moment, just starting at the way of leading their life?
You would expect me to take that very seriously, because it's a very important question.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It's a good question. I have a great deal of faith in the young people growing up in this country and everywhere I've been in the world. And I think that if the young people really follow what they believe to be right in their own hearts and don't get conned and exploited by people who want to make lots and lots of money out of all sorts of things, I'm sure they'll do fine.
Yeah. So, like as we say back home, keep on trucking. This is Mary Whitehouse.